Yeah, so basically, mate, that there now is... So what Stu's doing there, he's switching between these cameras live.
Yeah.
So what I used to have to do is I'd record on 2 separate cameras, put them onto a piece of software, and then I'd have to fucking chip away at them.
Takes ages.
20 hours. 20 hours.
For one podcast?
Yeah, 20 hours. And then I had a few people say, I don't want my episode going out and stuff like that. And I was like, fucking hell.
Don't want it going out?
No.
Get over it.
Honestly, so I thought, how do I do this quicker? So basically, I spent a few... These are quite expensive. So I've got software built into that computer Stu's looking at there now. Download straight to the hard drive. As soon as he presses stop, it'll go straight to the hard drive. I'd take the hard drive home. I put the intro and the outro on, and boom, it's done.
Everything's done.
Yeah.
So when I'm speaking, it just automatically comes to me. I watch your podcast, so I know how it works, how it's done in the past, how you've done it in the past.
Cool, isn't it?
Yeah, mega. I love it.
Yeah.
See, I'm nowhere. How long have you been on social media?
Just over a year doing it properly. Just over a year.
Oh, there's nothing I can't ask you. Say if you don't answer, you can cut it out later.
Mate, you can ask me anything you want. Anything. So I started about 18 months ago, but I wouldn't even. I've said it in the past. I wouldn't even call it a relapse. I thought I was over taking drugs.
Yeah.
But then I started having some difficult conversations with people on here, and I'd go home and drink and get off my nut. So I said, I've got to stop. I can't keep doing these podcasts.
It's like, it doesn't sit right, does it, with us? It doesn't sit right. So you go, right, it's one or the other.
Yeah, so I stopped doing the podcast for a couple of months, got my shit together.
Yeah, good lad.
And then rock and roll now, mate.
Because obviously, Lee, I watch you and stuff. You're over a year now.
Yeah.
Over a year.
Yeah.
With both drink and the other, or was one not your problem, or?
So me and my missus went out at Christmas and had a couple of beers. No issue.
No problem, no nothing.
That's where I know what the work I've done is correct. So I don't even count now. I just say it's done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I'm a big believer, mate. Drugs or alcohol weren't my problem. They were response to my problem.
Yeah, 100%.
So I've fixing the problem.
Yeah.
So childhood trauma was a big thing for me, the inability to regulate myself as a person. I was very, almost narcissistic at times.
Right.
I'd treat people like shit. People that I was supposed to love, I'd treat them like shit. But I'm doing a master's degree in trauma-informed psychology at the moment.
Amazing.
I've just qualified as a trauma-informed psychology coach. So what that means is I'm 50% through my masters. And
all in a year?
All in a year, but I've done a diploma in neuroscience, and I'm training to be a clinical hypnotherapist as well. And I'll be fully qualified in 3 months. Clinical hypnotherapy, mate. So, I've never thought that.
So, obviously, out of shot, you can't see my wife sat over there, and we've just been having a conversation coming up going, but this is our own edge, you see. We both sort of go, we need to do more. We need to do... And now what you just said there, it's making me go, yeah, James, you need to do more, mate. But if I look at the grand scheme of things of what I'm achieving in the last 3 months, really, Lee, it's which is behind the scenes, nothing's come out yet.
Yeah.
Astronomical. Yeah. When it all comes out, people will go, how the
nice.
But it's mega. But I just look, because you've put, you see, I say this all the time, people will go, like, you'll get people watching your social media, and you've got, obviously, the Zito run, great name, you've got all your qualifications coming, you're really putting the effort in, and all of a sudden, in the next few months, 6 months, whatever it may be, people will start noticing and saying, oh my days, that Lee from Zito, he's gone way up there. And then you'll get the people going, it's fell in his lap. It's fell in his lap. He's just been dead lucky.
Yeah.
And I go, no, people say it to me, they go, like, you know what, that James, he's a long time sober, married his best mate, retired. I'm retired now, I don't work.
Nice.
So all these things are coming good, and they'll go, he's always been lucky,
yeah,
that
it's
lad.
Bollocks.
I've got a minute. Always been lucky. Fucking grafted.
Yeah.
I've grafted for where I've got today.
Yeah.
But people always want the view.
Yeah.
They don't want the fucking climb. Like,
so
they don't want the climb.
I had a lad the other week. I think he's from Wrexham. Lovely lad, doing something similar or just starting. And he said to me, he said, "You're lucky. You've got a podcast studio." I went, I've spent probably 1,500 quid of my own money just setting this room up. I started doing them in an old abandoned cinema around the corner, which was leaking. And it was just a dark room, but me and my cousin Callum would go in there with a load of basic kit. Nothing like this, like £100 worth of kit. Then that got taken off me, so I was doing them in my dining room in my house.
Yeah.
Just sat around the dinner table.
I think I've seen a couple of them where you sat in your house.
Yeah, and I look back at them now and I think that the conversations are brilliant. The set up, the audio is garbage. But it's, people go, he's lucky. People don't see, so I don't even say I'm in recovery no more.
Yeah.
I say I'm in discovery.
Yes, I've heard you say that.
Love that word because I don't know if you've heard me talk about the guy who mentors me. Teaspoon, his name is on TikTok, from South Africa.
No.
I don't like calling him my mentor anymore. He's like me dad, mate. Right. And I've mentioned it a few times on the podcast. He's like me father. I love the bloke, genuinely. When I met him, so when I say I'm doing psychology and neuroscience, that's like that much of this.
Right.
So I've started reading the Bible, mate. But it's not because I'm a Christian. I'm reading it, but at the same time, I'm doing a lot of work around identity, values, beliefs, behaviours with my mentor.
Yeah.
And I'm reading bits of the Bible and going, that's an identity statement, that's a value statement, that's a belief statement, that's a limited belief. And John the Baptist talking about limited beliefs there with people, and I'm just pulling all these bits out of it, and I'm like, that resonates to what I'm doing, that resonates to what I'm doing. And it's like, I always said to people, I'm not religious and I'm not spiritual. I've realised I am very spiritual. And then my missus said the other day, she said, I think you're religious, you just don't know it. Because I've always loved ancient history, always. Been fascinated by Egypt and ancient samurais and Vikings and all this stuff. And then all of a sudden I've just got a Bible in front of me and I'm looking at it going, fucking hell, that resonates so much with...
I got a little turning there when you said that.
Yeah.
Because I watch a lot of your stuff and we're in our... The way we've recovered, I say, the way we've come off drinking drugs, or should we say, we'll take drugs because mine's both.
Yeah.
Substances. Let's just say substances because I know what yours is. The way we've come off it is totally different.
Yeah.
But and in my early recovery, so I've been, and I say recovered because when I got into the rooms of recovery, I was hopeless. I had a hopeless state of mind and body. I was absolutely gone.
Yeah.
And then by doing the work that's set out, reading what's called the Big Book, which came from the Bible, 12 steps came from the Bible. It came from the Book of James, and a book called Sermon on the Mount by Emmett Fox. It came, the AA book came from that. And when I was first come around and I did that, and I say recovered because I'm recovered now today, not cured, will never be cured, recovered from a hopeless state of mind and body. Once the obsession in your head has been removed and I don't want to drink, that's as recovered as you're going to get. But if I stop doing what I'm doing, stop learning, stop bettering myself, I will go back. There's no doubt about it. Early in my recovery, so I say, so early in my recovery, I'd be like a year, and I turned out to be a bit of an evangelist. And there was people going, you know what, James? This was before all social media. I don't do it like that, mate. I've not had a sniff for 6 months. And all I've done is smash the gym. Me being an evangelist go, mate, you pick up one day. You pick up, that won't work for you. And he's like, no, James, you mess up. It's working for me, mate. And I've come to learn, and it's only really in the last, say, 2 or 3 years for me that I put posts about this, and I go, listen, there's so many people, like there's the ones that are real bugbear for me, Lee.
Just put that.
The ones that are like a proper bugbear for me are the people that will slay other recovery paths to then get you on theirs, but then charge you. And I'm not talking for what you're doing. I'm talking, some people are going to a few AA meetings or a few recovery meetings or reading a few books and then charging people hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds saying, I can help you. Yeah. Now, I was dead against all this a few years ago, and I've all of a sudden, my whole mindset's changed off, listen, we've all got the same goal. And the same goal is to come off whatever substances that are causing us problems. The goal is to come off that. And I know people now that have done it with a gym that are clean and sober and have been for years and years and years because they've just dedicated and turned the negative into a positive in the gym. Mate, hats off to you. I tried that, it didn't work for me. Yeah. I know people that have just gone straight to the church, straight to Jesus, gave their life to Jesus, read the Bible, devout Christians, never drank and used again. Who am I to say that's wrong? What works for you works for you. There's a place in all of us. You see, you're touching people and helping people that won't even give me a second look. Do you know what I mean? And it's all about helping. That's what it's about.
My mentor, he's read the Bible 33 times. He's been a Muslim, he's been a Buddhist, and he's been a Christian. Very, very clever dude.
Yeah.
But we also talk about the universe and vibrations and frequencies and all this stuff. And he said to me, so I don't slate anybody's recovery, and I've researched smart recovery, 12-step recovery. There's something that's very useful that I used in the early days, which is AVRT, which is addictive voice recognition techniques.
See, I've never heard of that.
So it was a book. There was a book written in the 90s called Rational Recovery.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
So there's a book behind you there called The Chimp Paradox.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
And what he does, he talks about the emotional brain.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
So the limbic system, which is the emotional part of the brain. And what he does in that, he names the chimp. So whenever you fucking go wild, you go, hold on, that's the chimp talking. So what I did, I named my addictive voice in my head.
Right.
I called him Voldemort from Harry Potter. So I'm a big Harry Potter geek. My kids love it, I love it.
Yeah.
So I called it Voldemort because if you know the Harry Potter story, Voldemort has Horcruxes. So the snake is a Horcrux, the sword, the crown is a Horcrux, the book, and Harry himself is a Horcrux.
Right.
And they all have to die for Voldemort to be killed. So what I did in my head, I flipped it. So I said, in order for Voldemort to come back to life, I have to give Horcruxes, almost like a power to certain associations, whether it be a pub or a friend or whatever.
Right.
So I got to the point where I'd drive past the pub on Friday and I'd go, I fancy a fucking drink. Voldemort. Fuck you, Voldemort. Do you know what I mean? And that worked. All I was doing was what I was doing. I was recognizing negative thought processes in my head. And then once I'd studied neuroscience, I was like, this makes fucking so much sense. But that was enough for me to stay away from drinking drugs. What I then had to do was, rather than focus on the problem, I had to focus on a solution.
Yeah, massively.
And that is so I'll never ever slate anybody's recovery.
No, I won't now. I don't now.
I have done in the past. But,
I have.
But that's only because as people, we always think we know best.
100%.
And sometimes we do, sometimes we don't.
Correct.
So I don't want to call him mentor. I'm going to call him John from now on because I get fed up of calling him mentor because he's more than that. John talks about in the Bible about New Jerusalem. When it comes down from the heavens, New Jerusalem, and it's a square. It's whatever miles, 200 miles by 200 miles by 200 miles long, whatever it is. But when we talk shapes, universal shapes, you have dodecahedron or whatever, but square is the most solid foundation.
Right.
And whether it's the Bible or the Old Testament, I don't know where it comes from. But he says New Jerusalem comes down from the heavens and you can access it from all sides. But if you switch that into recovery terminology, the middle is freedom, I believe. Yeah. Freedom from addiction. And you can do it because, well, I can do it. I'm living proof. I am free. I don't get no negative thoughts anymore. But what you can do is, if you think of a square, the four sides, let's say 12 steps, smart recovery, natural recovery, and therapy, trauma-informed therapy. Yeah. You can all still access the centre. It doesn't matter which side you come from.
Love that.
And that's what I've learned because I have not necessarily found issues with a 12-step program, but I've found issues with some people who represent it and they've said stuff and I go, that's not quite, I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's quite naughty. But I've also heard that with people from AVRT, smart programs, and I've probably said a shitload of stuff in the past that people will go, he's a fucking dickhead.
Because it's people.
Yeah.
There's I've not said it for a while, but when people go, don't like the church because of X, Y, Z, and I'll go, don't let other Christians put you off Christ. because we're all sick. We all do stuff wrong. We've just both admitted that that's what we do. And I've been going recovery for 20 years. And there's people, there's people that, I can't say, because I don't hate anyone, I can't, but there's people that, as I put it, I won't go and have a coffee with.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I say hello, mate. I mate, you okay? Yeah, really good to see you. But that's it. But it's like a pub. If I went to the pub, I'm not going in that pub. He's a dickhead, him. It's the same thing. It's what we sort of try and find our own people. But what you've just said, you see, for me, in my old age, getting older, I've come to realise that, as you said, where I stopped saying, well, that's wrong, because it's not wrong. It's just that I don't know. Like that AVRT, I didn't never. So, James, it's about learning new stuff. All right, okay, I've never heard of that. Tell me a little bit about it. All I know is what I do and what I've been doing for the last 15 and a half years
works.
Has given me my best life ever. And, Lee, it keeps getting better. It's not getting worse. I'm putting the graft in to do that.
100%.
But primarily, the whole thing I'm doing is giving back. And that's where everything's geared up on the 12 steps about, people say it's a selfish program. You've got to think of yourself. No, it's a selfless program. You've got to give as much as you can. You see, in scripture, the Bible says, don't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. If you're giving freely, you, as the Bible said, you've heard the saying, you reap what you sow.
Yeah.
And the Bible says, if you sow good stuff, it's tenfold, it says, times by 10. So whatever you sow, times it by 10. But that also happens in negativity. If you're putting the shit out there in the universe,
of course, yeah,
and to God, you reap what you sow. And karma's real. I know karma's real.
Do you believe universe and God are the same thing?
That's a tricky one.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you would, wouldn't you?
I think so.
Well, you would, wouldn't you?
I think so. I don't know so.
No,
I think
but that's
so.
your opinion. That's what you think.
Yeah. Because
I've never been asked that.
I was listening to, because I like science as well. I've been listening to like Einstein's theory of relativity and talking about we're all one consciousness, everything. You say Christ consciousness. I believe Christ consciousness is universal consciousness.
Yeah.
I believe they're the same thing. And I think it was either Nikola Tesla or Einstein. I think it was Tesla, but I could be wrong. Said, the more I study science, the more it brings me towards God.
Bang! It does.
And I'm looking at it, and this is what's I think's made me start finding representation in the Bible in comparison with what I'm doing. So, bit of in a nutshell, what me and John do at this moment in time is I'm discovering what my values are.
Yeah.
Now, people will say my values are my family. No, they're not. That's a context statement.
Right.
So you need to find the meaning and purpose within inside family, connection, love, honesty.
Yeah.
That's their core values.
Right.
Family is a context value. But I originally had well-being, family, happiness, knowledge, education as my values. What I've learned to realise is none of that's fucking true. All limited beliefs, all of it. But now it's curiosity, creativity, connection, harmony and clarity. They're my core values.
Wow.
And what I'm doing now, I'm learning behaviours. So let's take this conversation.
Yeah.
My ability to operate from a curiosity, inquisitive, I want to question you.
Yeah.
That's me operating from truth, alignment.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas if I was to sit here and go, yeah, I'm not bothered, and try and act a certain persona, like you said, karma, that's not me operating from who I am as a person.
Yeah.
And I genuinely believe from what I've read in the Bible so far, it's saying the same thing, but just in different words.
Love that.
If you operate from your core values of who you are as a person, your beliefs, and operate from a sense of alignment and honesty, is that not all you can be? Is that not who God or the universe created you to be? I believe yes. I believe that's where I connect with the universe and God, operating from truth. And it's been very difficult because I was a lying bastard for most of my life.
Yes,
but
definitely.
That is sort of my thought process and belief system around the universe and God or the Bible or Jesus at the moment. That's where I am.
I love where you're at. I love that you like you even saying like with the Bible, but you've gone, the Bible, universe, but you believe it's the same thing. It all links back to the Bible written 2000. Well, it was just after Christ died and stuff. It was all written. It took quite a long time to write. But I love that you're linking it all to the back because I believe everything stems back to the Bible. The Bible is the same relevance today that it always has been when it's been written. I believe that. And I say I'm a Christian. I'm not Catholic because I was baptized. I was christened as you do when you're a kid and over the altar, the water. But I've chosen to be baptized. I was baptized in 2015. I chose to give my life to Christ. Best day ever. Apart from the wedding day, obviously. Apart from the wedding day 4 weeks ago, Lee.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, it was only 4 years, only 4 weeks.
Congratulations.
Yeah, mega. We got married 2 days before Christmas. Then we had Christmas, and then it was my wife's 50th, all in 1 week. It was a week of celebrations with the most amazing family. Incredible. So
nice.
I've lost my thread there. So, it was the best day of my life until 4 weeks ago. That was right. Yeah, I'm on it, babe. I'm on it. But yeah, I gave my life to Christ, and I can honestly say, when I gave my life to Christ on the 12th of April 2015, and around that time as well, I decided to go through the 12 steps again, but really give it my all. What you've just said, in truth, really get every nook and cranny out, and because I do believe I did it beforehand, but only as much as I could at that time. Anyway, it just so happens that gave my life to Christ, went through the 12 steps again with somebody that had been before me that was armed with the facts and says, this is what you're suffering with if you're like me. And so that was 10 years ago, nearly 11. That's where I see my life took off when I gave my life to Christ. And it's not, but listen, people think when I speak to a lot of people that come into the rooms and stuff, and they go, JT, I'm 3 months sober and I'm just getting shit on me all the time. I'm thinking, well, what do you expect? Just because you've put the drink and drugs down, don't mean life's going to be wonderful again. Life's still shit sometimes. Shit stuff happens. But what the 12 steps and God does for me is, it helps me deal with it a lot better. That's all it does.
And I think, so when I stopped drinking and using drugs, mate, fucking first 2 or 3 months were difficult because then I had to live with all the pain and suffering that I'd caused people and the stuff that had been done to me as well. It was about through understanding. So when I talk values and beliefs, it's all emphasised around identity.
Yeah.
And I always said, I remember saying to me, Mrs., when she pulled me a couple of years ago when I was drinking, I was off my nut. And she said, what is it? What's going on? And I said, well, we all do it. It's just normal. It's life. But that is an identity. That is creating an identity that just because it's normalised, round here, drugs are rife. Ketamine, crack, cocaine, everywhere. And for me, because it was a social norm, it was like, this is just us.
So you see that as your identity because everybody else was doing it.
Fucking don't know.
No, not at all. I'm just trying to get to. I'm trying to learn from you of what you know, what you've learned. So you identify yourself as well. Well, everybody does it, and then you finally said, "Listen, I need to stop this." So then you've had to find a new identity. Would you say?
So the way I've learned it with John is, so we have multiple identities, or multiple. I'll call them roles.
Okay.
Roles of who you are.
Yeah.
So you'll have a role within the church, you'll have a role within your family, you'll have a role within business.
Yeah.
And through them, you'll have a set of core values, whatever your core values
in each one.
So your core values will be the same, but they'll appear differently in different environments.
Okay.
So my value of connection, right here, right now, is through communication and talking about our past, present, future, etc.
Yeah.
But
you did give it a bit of a knock before.
1, 2, 3. It's working now, yeah? Fucking technology. So my value of connection here with you now is completely different to my value and connection with Stu or my missus at home.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the behaviours are different or the skills are different. And it's called the iceberg model of neurolinguistics. NLP.
These are big words for me.
Yeah.
Lee, I never went to school.
Yeah, I wasn't very. So up until 2 years ago, mate, I'd study and I was just inquisitive. I was curious my whole life. But the NLP, have you heard of Tony Robbins?
Yeah.
So Tony Robbins is an NLP master. That's what he does.
Tony Robbins.
The big tall fella who's dead deep voice and big American.
Yeah, not the motivational speaker.
Yeah.
Of course. I was thinking of his surname different. Yeah. Tony Robbins,
So,
amazing guy.
love him.
Amazing guy.
Yeah. So his core is NLP and neuro-linguistical programming. It's called. I've got a book there. I'll give you one if you want. What it means is basically the language of the brain. So as humans, we distort, we delete, we generalize, we hesitate. So if you said to me now, do you want to come out next weekend? We'll do something, and I'd go, that's a hesitation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might be busy. That's a generalization. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And so we do loads of them. Even me saying we do loads of them is a generalized statement, right? But so when before I'd even stopped drinking and taking drugs, I said to me missus, I'm going to study psychology, I'm going to study neuroscience, I'm going to study trauma, I'm going to study neuro-linguistics. And this is as I'm drinking, you know what I mean? Within 2 or 3 months of stopping, I met John, who is a fucking wizard on trauma, psychology, neuroscience, and NLP. And have you heard of Hermeticism?
No.
So Hermeticism goes back thousands of years. The ancient emerald tablets, I think they're called. And long story short, one of the presuppositions or rules is when the student is ready, the teacher will show his face.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I've heard that.
And John said that to me, and I was like, how mad is this? He lives in South Africa. Never met him. But he heard, so for me personally, when I stopped drinking and taking cocaine, I wouldn't call myself an addict because it was an identity statement.
Yeah, I get that.
And identity creates behaviours and certain things. And I just thought, that's not good for me. So I'm going to fuck that off. And I said, I always said I'd struggled with addiction, but I am not an addict.
Right.
Just because my mind, I knew what it had done.
Yeah, of course. It's what works for you.
Yeah.
It's what works for you.
And he heard me. I was talking on a live and he heard me. And we got speaking. And he said to me, where does that come from? Where do you, what's making you say that? And I was like, I don't know, it just doesn't serve a purpose. And as soon as, like, he's taught me so much on purpose as well, which we could do a fucking whole episode on. But in the 20 or 25, 30 years that he's been helping people, he struggled with addiction in his early days. He was ex-military in South Africa and fighting what they called guerrilla warfare and all that type of stuff. So he struggled with addiction for a couple of years. And he said in the 30 years that I've been helping people, he said, I've never heard anybody or never seen somebody do it as quick as you're doing it. Now, I couldn't take that sort of feedback, that positive feedback. I was like, he's fucking lying. But now I'll take it because I'm in a different place now and I feel confident in my abilities. And I had a conversation last night with a guy who I'd met, Joey. He met him on social media and he's come off social media. He's a 12-step guy as well, top bloke. And he said, everybody's a fucking guru on social media. And do you know what? I agree with him. And I've took a little step back because from what you said before, there's people on there now who've done a 3-day life coach course and they're charging people 60, 70, 80 pound an hour. Now, I'm not saying I'm the be-all and end-all and I can fix everybody because I can't. But I've spent fucking thousands on what I'm doing.
Yeah, of course.
So I am going to charge people, but I'm not just going to help people with addiction. It'll be trauma, anxiety, depression, all sorts. But I want to do it as a profession. I want to do it as a job. Do you know what I mean?
See, that's cool.
Yeah.
See, I was speaking to a lad. So there's, I won't say his name because I know it goes out on all social media platforms, but there's a lad that's done a bit of 12-step. He's then come away from that. He's still clean and sober. And then he's devised his own little therapy session thing. And he deals with trauma. They've got counsellors on there. He deals with addiction. He does like an array of stuff. And I remembered, and this was only last year, he's blocked me, by the way. Because I put on, should be charging for recovery. I believe it's free. I've never charged anybody for recovery in 6 years. Helping and stuff like that. And then I was helping some kid only a few months ago. And he said, JT, I really need to get off the drink and drugs. So I chatted to him like he did. And he went, I'm going to try and mention this lad. And I went, right. And he didn't say that he'd blocked me or anything. I went, right, tell me a bit more about him. And he told me what he did. And he went, he charges 20 quid a month. And I just changed like that. And I went, you know what, brother? Give that a go. I said, right. I said, he's not, so this kid... He's not, yeah, okay, he's charging a fee. You see, I've always believed as well so I'll try to finish. So he's charging a little fee, 20 quid a month, it's fucking, and it could work for you. So go and give it a go. But just know that if you do give it a go and you give it your all, and it doesn't work, just message me back and we'll have another chat. It's as easy as that.
My missus said something about 6-8 months ago, because I had this big fear of charging people, and people have said, well, you're going to do, I'm training clinical hypnotherapy. I'll be a clinical fucking hypnotherapist, psychotherapist.
Yeah.
And my missus, because she said to me, you paid for your addiction.
Yeah, you did.
Why can't you pay for your recovery? And I was like, it's from that, and again, everyone's different, but from that moment, the fear of charging people just fell off me. Because I used to spend thousands on my addiction.
Easy.
So it's, again, everybody's different. But from that moment, I thought, if people want it, so let's take, for example, the last 6 months for me. I've helped loads of people coming to my house, spending 2 or 3 hours talking to them, doing work with them. And then there'll be a day where my daughter's gone to my mum's house because this guy's coming round. And then last 10 minutes, they'll phone, sorry, can't make it. I think, you bastard. I've fucking arranged me all day. So I spoke with my missus, spoke with John. The reason people can do that sometimes, like 10 minutes before, is because it's free, and they feel as though it's not as value. If I was to charge,
about to say this.
If I was to charge that person £100, for an example,
they see the value in it.
They see the value in it.
Of course they do.
So now I've started charging people, not a great deal amount, 20 quid a session, 15, 20 quid a session, not much, but it shows. One, it shows the value in it, but it also shows if they're committed or not. Do you know what I mean?
You stuck the words out my mouth. So there was a thing years ago. So when I first did TikTok, and I did a year, and ended up getting 30,000 followers and stuff, and I got a bit of a following, and I brought my JT Motive clothing out and stuff. Which
you'll have to give me one of them.
Well, I didn't. I nearly brought one, but the one that I've got ready and done would have fucking fit you. I didn't know how big you were. I thought, if I take that and he'll go, you cheeky bars, I'm not that big. It would have fucking fit you perfect. It's all ready and done.
Is it? Yeah.
It was an order that I said to this guy, I've sorted your order out, and he never come back to me. But it ends up from the get-go, right, when I had my old badging on, and I'd get my hoodies and stuff, and I'd spend thousands of blank hoodies under my bed, right? And then when somebody had ordered, I'd take it to the printers, for 3 days, it's done, I'll send it off. But it started to get, this is my beginning of the journey of TikTok, and I seen a guy, he used to put loads of free content out on YouTube. Good content, plumbing he was. This is how you do this is how you do that.
Right.
And he got loads of views. And at the end he'd go, listen, if this has helped you, do us a favour, there's a link here, buy us a coffee, 3 quid.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
So I got that idea. So I used to say in my videos, this is early on, listen, if any of these videos are up, because I was getting messages going, I want to buy you something. And I always used to say the same thing, pay it forward. Yeah. Pay it forward, always. Some lad messaged me going, what size trainers are you? It's a Christmas time. I've seen these trainers. I've seen the trainers you wear, and I found these 200 quid. Can I buy them for Christmas? I went, can you frig? This was early mid TikTok days. So I started doing buy JT a coffee. I never had it. Yeah. I've still got the account. JT Motive Fund. Used to save it up. And then when I get to 30, 40, 50 quid, I put a thing on, because there'd be loads of people going, oh, JT, I'd love a hoodie. And I go on the website, and they go, no, I'm scared. I've got no money. I'm skinned.
Pay for a hoodie.
So I'd pay for a hoodie for people. Cool. Then I had friends at work who love what I do, who'd go, I want your new white hoodie with Stay Blessed on the back, it was. And I go, no problem. She went, but I want to pay for 2. Will you give the other one away? I'm like, no problem. Next thing you know, people are going, I'd do a video going, John, he's just got off the streets of homeless. He would love a tracksuit. We need a bit more of the JT Motive Fund. Some guy come on, still speak to him today, Mick. He went, JT, I've just bought him a tracksuit. And I kept delivering them out. But then when people would go, I can't afford one, I'd go, just send us your address private. Do us a favour, I'd say, don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
2 reasons. Number one, people that would go, he just gives them out free, just ask him. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do it to worthy people that had followed me and communicate, and you could see they want to better themselves. But I went through a 2 or 3 month stage of thinking, right, because I'd got my routine locked down. It's still pretty decent now, not as good as it was because I'm retired, but I'd be up at 3:30, 4 o'clock. I'd be at the gym for 4:15, back for 5:15, do all my medication, all my prayers, showering and done, do all my dinner, get work for 10, and I'd be ready for the day. And if you win the morning, you win the day. Yeah. If you could smash the morning and get your routine done, you're going to smash the day 9 times out of 10. So I put a coaching, work-life coach, just coaching for people, not recovery, around, because there was people going, JT, I get up, I'm at work within 10 minutes, I come home, I get back in bed, I sleep, my routine shit, I need a good coach and routine. So I said, right, okay. And I think only did it for about three or 4 months, charged $250, but I said, listen, we need a 20-minute phone call first. What do you want to get out of me? And I promise you now, I think I did about 3, I did 1 client, so I think I did about 3 or 4 clients, that's it. But I think I had about 15 phone calls, because when they come through and they go, I really need to get off drinking drugs, I was like, right, I'm just helping you then, I won't charge you. And I didn't, I just focused on drinking drugs with him, not the
micro habits and stuff.
Correct.
Like that. Yeah.
But there's a lad who we still follow each other today, because he wanted to get this routine locked down, but then because I just did the usual, I go recovery meetings and I just helped him with that on the side, and then there's lockdown, still sober today. Yeah. This was 5 years ago, great guy. But I used to say that, they say, yeah, but you shouldn't charge. And I go, but it's okay then. Some, a guy who owned a treatment centre used to pay for memberships for all the guys in treatment, right? X amount of £100 a month for 10 lads in a brand new treatment centre. None of them would go. It was free. Didn't see a value in it. There's no value in it.
I agree.
There was 3 lads who paid me. One obviously relapsed after a year. One, I can't remember, but this one's still sober, but they paid it because because you're going to put the effort in. It's like the gym. If I give you a gym membership for free, or somebody give me a gym membership, but like, nah, you'd not go the first week, then you'd say to yourself, I really need to go, but you won't really be asking. You won't go second or third week. If you paid 50 quid a month, you won't go the first week. Second week, you go, fucking, I'll pay 50 quid for this. By the third week, you're there 3 times, and you're there 3 times a week after, because you're thinking, I need to get my value, I need to get my money out of it. It's the same thing. You're putting all this effort in, and you're absolutely smashing it, by the way. You should charge. Yeah. You should, because you're turning this into your profession. Yeah. Yeah. So 100%. Yeah. I'm talking about the kids that. Yeah, I get it. What you said about the 3 days and stuff, and think they're a fucking life coach. I mean, don't even get me started on Sobriety Jack.
I think I've seen him.
Oh, shut up! He's seen him. He just laughed over there. He's seen him. I actually supported Sobriety Jack for. I think he got over Christmas. I think he got about 25 days sober. Absolutely buzzing. I was thinking, you know what? Hats off to you. Really well done, Jack. And all of a sudden, he's relapsed and gone back to his, back to himself. I just went, block, can't be arsed seeing you. See, you can't help some people. But I'll never go, if you ever inbox me, I go, of course I'll help you, mate. Of course I'll help you, but...
The thing is, as human beings, we've all got aspirations, right? So there'll be certain days where I'll learn something, and so there's my standard, there's my aspirations. I might operate from aspirations for a couple of days.
Yeah.
But when we talk identity, the inevitability of identity, right?
Right.
It is inevitable to you will always fall back into whatever your values are, whatever your behaviours are, whatever your skills are, whoever you are at your core identity. It will always. We don't operate from aspirations.
Can you not change that though? Can you not change it?
100%.
Yeah.
Through micro habits, through daily small decisions, through education, through. So the easiest way to say it is, Make it conscious until it becomes unconscious.
Yep.
Brushing your teeth in the morning is the easiest one. You don't fucking focus on brushing your teeth in the morning. You just do it.
Yeah.
But how did you learn to do that? Through focusing.
Yeah.
Conscious doing it when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Tying your laces. I remember I used to sit at the bottom of my stairs, one loop over the other with your fingers.
Yeah.
Now you just do it.
You don't even think.
So you've got it. It's got to be conscious.
So that's in the unconscious mind.
You just do it.
So there's. I say to people, I say, listen, if you do something for 21 days,
it becomes a habit.
Good or bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Good or bad.
Exactly.
So, but it becomes, and that's so true because, like now, so I've been 15 and a half years in proper recovery, and I didn't really do much reading at all. I didn't, and it's only in this last 12 months, and I'm thinking, and I've always wanted to. So for the last, even before, so for the last say 4 or 5 years. Every new year I go, I'm going to read a book a month. Dead easy to do. Only little book, not big ones, little ones like these. One a month, that's it. And for 3 years runningly, I had 4 books for January, February, March, April. And for 3 years running, I would read the first 2 weeks of Jan, read half of the first book, never pick it up again till the following Jan. Start again.
Yeah.
And then I did it again. The third year, I thought, I've got to do it this year. And I didn't. And then other stuff happened, and that was that. But only in this last 12 months, all my days, I can't even count how many books I've read.
Really?
Unbelievable amounts. At the moment, so my morning routine is, I wake up in the morning, my phone's in the office upstairs. I've got an office upstairs. My phone's up there, 45 minutes, do not touch my phone in the morning. Wake up, this one walks in with 2 cups of coffee, a little espresso and a little coffee. First thing in the morning, bang. Morning, babe, give us a kiss. Downstairs she goes. I sit up in bed. I have nebulizers, 2 nebulizers in the morning. Take about 45 minutes to get my lungs going because I've got severe COPD. That's the reason why I retired.
Yeah.
And then there's a book on the side, and the book I'm reading at the moment is what I said before, Emmett Fox's Sermon on the Mount. I've had it on my shelf for years and years and years. It was brand new. I'm now halfway through that. Quite a difficult read, but it's breaking down the Sermon on the Mount.
Okay.
So that's my morning routine. That's all done. Straight in the shower, as you said, shave, brush your teeth, I then go back upstairs, set up my desk with all my books, all my medication, tablets, a lot. Back downstairs, see Heidi, have another brew, take another brew up, and then I'll do all my books. And I've got other books. So in the morning, there's 3 books I read in the morning. I've got the Bible. I read 2 pages of the Bible every morning. I read 2 pages of my AA book every morning. And then I also read a Bible Daily Reflections book. And then I do about 40 minutes of writing. So my morning consists of total quiet, hour and a half. Yeah, I might go on my phone sometimes and scroll or think, I'll read something and go, that's a great video. And me being me, she'll laugh now. I'm sure I've got undiagnosed ADHD. I'm sure I have. Anyway, not getting tested. Can't be asked.
No, mate.
But no, I'm not. I'm not at all. It's working for me. It's working. And I'll scroll or think, I've got to do it now. I've got to do that video. No, I don't. But my head says, I've got a thing where I can't have any notifications on my phone. So if I've got ones next to apps and stuff, like I've got 3 messages and 4 emails, they have to be clear. I have to clear them. I don't know what it is in my head. They have to be clear. You'll probably tell me what that is. You'll probably say, I think you're suffering from this, James. But
I just think that's because you might value whatever it is in the morning, whether it's clarity or alignment, whatever it is. You value that moment in the morning where you know everything's got to be in, perfect. I've got to operate a certain way.
Yeah.
That's not suffering with anything. That's just you.
That's just me. That's just me.
So people say a lot about. Yeah, people. So this thing you said it there. I might undiagnosed ADHD. Let me ask you, who gives a fuck?
I don't.
So I could go. I've said it before. I could go to the docs now and I could get diagnosed for ADHD. Like in work, I do this all the time in my hands, and I pick my phone at the moment. I'm having issues with. My missus actually downloaded an app that deletes all my apps for like 8 hours a day, because a lot of stuff that I do at the moment around building my brand is on my phone.
Yeah.
So I'm building an office in my house so I can do it in the office, not my phone.
Yeah.
Put my workspace away from my home life.
Yeah, I get that.
I need to separate them.
Yep.
So like you use the word before need, right? So somebody goes to the gym. I need to go to the gym. And in NLP, the word is, it's a modal operator of necessity, it's called, where language, they use the word need. And so when we use the word need, so let's say I need to go to the gym. What happens if you don't go?
Feel a bit shit.
Because you've used the word need. Need then creates this perception that in order to be happy or successful with my day, I need to go to the gym.
Oh my days.
So let's say, for instance, I say to myself now, I need to go to the gym 7 o'clock in the morning, and I don't go. And I don't wake up till 7:30. But then I have a really productive day. Unconsciously, I go to work, pick the kids up, make tea, whatever it is. That's a decent day.
Yeah.
But because in my head I haven't gone to the gym in the morning, I see that day as a failure.
Yep.
So by language, what words we should use is, it'd be beneficial if I went to the gym in the morning. That gives so much more clarity and alignment to your morning rather than saying...
You're sending a different signal to your brain.
Exactly.
That's what you're doing.
Exactly. You're creating a new neurological pathway in the brain. So in the Bible, it says that, I can't remember it quote for quote, you'll probably be able to say it better than me, but the tongue gives life to something or other. I've heard
don't let the tongue is the most powerful muscle in the body.
Yeah.
It can lift people up or tear people down. Right. Be careful how you use it. It's about it can give life or death.
To yourself as well, though.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so when we use words like need, that the end then creates this perception that if I don't do this thing, my day is a failure. Do you know what I mean? I need to go and do this. You don't fucking need to.
You've just sort of, not triggered, I don't like that word triggered, but you just triggered something in me where I have lists. So I have to write stuff down. And I have lists for listly. Right? And I love having, I do have lists, but I tick them off. And I say I've got 8 things on my list for the day, and it comes to like 11 o'clock and I've done 4. It then motivates me to do the others. But if I don't do them, I feel like I've failed. Now, I might not have done that, but we might have done stuff with the grandson, gone shopping, changed the bed, done loads of stuff. But because I've not done what I set out to do, I then feel it's been a failure of a day. I did it the other week. It was a Sunday, right? I got up at 6. I already brought my brews up at 6. One of my things at the moment, and I'm really trying hard, is doom scrolling. I'll go on to say, I'll just answer that message, and I'll answer the message. Next thing you know, I'm looking at either pictures of my grandson, or I'm thinking, just have a quick scroll for 2 minutes. Next thing you know, 15 minutes have gone. And then I get infuriated with myself because I think, what could you have done there, James, in those 15 minutes? You've got comments you've not answered back. You've got a few messages from yesterday you've not answered. And you've got stuff to do on other social media platforms. And you could have done all that and you're fucking scrolling.
So you just said something there. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, go.
I'm really trying hard. In NLP, Yoda of Star Wars says it. There is no try, there is only do.
Yeah, there is.
So when I say, let's say I say it now, I might try a different food tomorrow. Does that give alignment to...
No, nothing.
Nothing. What happens when you try and open a door?
You're speaking from Tony Robbins when he says, pick up the chair. Try to pick up the chair.
Same thing.
And he's like that, and he's going, but what's happening? Nothing.
Nothing, because there's no direction.
And he says, so pick up the chair now, and he picks it up, and he says, are you trying to pick up the chair? And he says, no, I've picked it up. And there's no, the trying's in the middle, but there's no trying. You've either picked it up or you haven't.
There's no such thing as
There's
try.
no trying, there's no such thing as try and seen it. That's what Tony Robbins said.
But again, we all do it. I do it as well.
Yeah.
We use language that doesn't define what we're actually saying. Do you know what I mean?
But that triggers the brain in a wrong way.
Yeah.
It's like when, and I try not, and I don't do this now as much as I did. See, I'm learning. See how you teach me already, Lee. And when I'll have a bit of a cold or something, because if I get ill, I'm in hospital, I'm poorly, and I'd go, I feel a bit poorly, and then I say it a bit more, and then I say it a bit more. All of a sudden, you're convincing yourself. 2 days later, you go, I'm really ill, and then so I don't even go that because our brain is that complex. it's us that can tell us to do something or not. It's our brains, nothing else. It's not physical.
No. There's the easiest way I explain it, right? When we talk about how language can unconsciously influence us.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Don't think of a pink elephant.
Fuck off.
Don't do it. What happens?
Yeah.
Instantly you go fucking boom, pink elephant.
Yeah, of course you do.
And I say it to people all the time because they go, yeah, well, it doesn't. The brain doesn't know the difference between reality and what you think.
Who said that the other day? Bruce Lee.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Bruce Lee said it. I seen it on it. He said, "Don't hate on yourself."
He talks about words, doesn't he?
Because your brain doesn't know because your brain doesn't know you're joking.
Yeah.
I'm such a knobhead, me.
Well,
exactly. Your brain doesn't know you're joking. Stop being. I say it to Miss all the time. We need to stop being hard. She says it to me all the time because I can be hard on myself. So going back to that story on the Sunday, I'd done emails, I'd done all my prayers, I'd done a couple of social media videos, all in 4 hours. It was a mega productive morning. I'm walking from the church car park into church at 10:15 on a Sunday. My head went, you could have done a bit more though, couldn't you, James? And I just went in there and I just went, fuck off. No, you couldn't. You've smashed the morning. You're at church on a Sunday. It's incredible. Our heads are so powerful and we'll have us over every time. But as you've just said, the more we say, the more we don't say negative things about ourselves and the more we use positive language in our day constantly, excuse me, the better, them, as you said, the micro decisions, the 21 days habit, the longer we do it, the better we are. 100%.
Clarity.
Massively.
Well, so it's like, have you heard of a guy called Simon Sinek?
No.
So Simon Sinek's big in the leadership world. So in my roles in my profession, I've been in leadership roles for years. Been a good leader, been a bad leader, been this and that. But I started listening to him a couple of years ago, and he's got a book called Find Your Why. Brilliant book. Brilliant.
I've heard that.
Brilliant, mate. You'll love it. And he talks about...
Have you got it on here?
I've actually...
Go on. I'll be going home my book. Like, oh, look at this. Go on.
It's actually at home.
Go on.
I've got it, though.
Find Your Why.
But he talks about... He has a conversation. You go out your house in the morning, you get in your car, and your neighbour comes out. Your neighbour says, where are you going? He says, I'm going on vacation. And he's like, yeah, well, all right, where are you going? He says, I'm on vacation. He's like, yeah, but where? And he says to him, I'm going on vacation. And he's like, yeah, but where? And he's screaming, vacation. Because that's what we do with language. We generalise. So when you get in the car, what he should be saying is, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to go here, and we're going to do this, but all he says is vacation. With the brain, when we use words like need or have to or must, you're not mapping out the roads, you're just mapping out A to B. Do you know what I mean?
Got you.
So it's a generalized statement, and that's what the brain does all the time. So like you mentioned with negative language, when, like you said before, you might go and do something with your grandson. That is 100% because you value the time spent with your grandson more than whatever is on that list. Whatever is on it. I couldn't care what's on it. But the brain, so our brains are they're evolved, but they're still only minuscule. We don't know half as much about the brain as what they make out.
I was going to say it before, 5%, if that.
But, so when you talk, so the limbic, so you've got brainstem, limbic system, prefrontal cortex here.
Yeah.
The limbic, so that was the first part of the brain that was evolved, the brainstem, which is connected to your spine.
Yeah.
Then you have the limbic system, which is your emotional part of the brain, fight, flight, or freeze response. Yeah. And then you have the prefrontal cortex, which is where we're speaking out of now, the ability to have rational conversation.
Okay.
Educate yourself.
Yeah.
But the mid part of the brain, the limbic system, is what the cavemen operated from. Because all day, every day, they were either trying to survive or fucking fight animals.
Yeah.
So the brain associates more with negativity and safety than it does with happiness.
Right.
Because of those two reasons.
Got you.
So when you've had a fucking fantastic day, you might have had 3 or 4 hours, whatever, spent with your grandson, which is amazing. In your head, you go, fuck it. I haven't done what I'm supposed to do. Negative.
Yeah.
Because that's, as human beings, that's what we're designed to do.
Is that like our default setting?
Yeah. Well, we have something in the brain called default mode network. that's in the brain. So we have a default. Every person has a default setting, and for every person alive, the brain would rather feel safe than feel happy. So it scans.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It scans all day, every day for negativity and fear and danger.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's what it does. And it's very, very difficult. And listen, I'm sitting there, I do it all the time, generalised statement, but I'll fucking look at myself sometimes and go, the amount you're learning here, you should be fucking, TED Talks in LA and, yeah, you're not, and I do. I think these things, but then I've got to sit back and go, it's only been fucking 14 months, brother. We've got plenty of time.
But you are definitely going places. So I want to talk. What's this new thing you're doing now?
So the Zito Institute for Performance and Identity.
Yes.
So it's basically what I've learned. So trauma-informed psychology, neuroscience, hypnotherapy, neuro-linguistics, which is my favourite thing in the world by far. And so hypnotherapy, but I want to do something with visualization. So in sports, Tiger Woods, when he was smashing it in the 90s, he was getting hypnotherapy once a week. Power of visualization. So, like I said there, don't think of a pink elephant.
Wow.
You don't think of a pink elephant. The mind doesn't know the difference, and there's something I could do with you now. It's like a test, but it'd take too long. So what I do is I get people to visualize that they're in the bedroom in their house. They walk down the stairs, they walk into the kitchen, they get a lemon, and you can feel the texture of this lemon on your hand, and you get a cup, you squeeze this lemon into the cup, and you can smell the zest, and it's really hitting the back of your mouth, and you pick it up and you drink this lemon juice, and you feel great, and it's nice and tangy on the tongue. And for a lot of people, you start salivating because the brain doesn't know the difference between what you tell it and what is real. Do you know what I mean? My cousin Callum, were you here last week, Stu? I'd done it with Callum properly, but I really got into him, and he was going. But there was no fucking lemon juice there. But the brain thinks it's drinking lemon juice. Have you ever done it with like virtual reality headsets, for instance?
Never tried one.
So like in VR headsets, you'll put them on and you're on top of a fucking skyscraper, overlook like, and you're like, fuck, and your palms will start sweating. You know you're in your living room.
It doesn't know it.
It
just proves, doesn't it, how powerful our minds actually are.
Yeah, and they're the drivers, man.
Yeah, they are.
Drivers.
Do you know what? I've heard this as well and stuff. And you know when we're in the gym and we go, right, I've done an hour, I'm done, I'm knackered. Do you know we've only hit 40%? It's all here. Everything's here. Everything. And and I think it's great that just learning more about it. And as I said before, none of us have got all the answers. It's all about learning. I had a conversation today with someone, and I think they said, you're the expert. And I'm like, whoa. No, I'm not. Yeah. I've just got lived experience. I'm not because when people say, oh, you're an expert. For me, when someone says that you're an expert, you stop learning because you're an absolute expert means like the top. No, I'm always learning.
The man who knows everything knows fuck all.
Yes. Every day's a school day. I'm telling you, every day's a school day. Yeah.
So what I want to do is the stuff that I'm learning with John all around identity, values, beliefs, behaviours and skills. I'll send you it over. It's called the iceberg model of NLP. Yeah. And I've got it in the house and I look at it or on my phone and I look at it and go, so what am I doing today? And does that behaviour match my identity? And do you know what I mean? It's like an accountability tool. It's fucking brilliant. I love it.
Yeah, send it me.
Yeah, so there's a piece of work around that. So it'll be doing courses, coaching, educating, going into companies, because you can build culture around this model.
Yeah.
You can build a whole culture around it. Then I want to do, obviously, the trauma-informed work, teaching people about the nervous system and how the connection from gut to brain through the vagus nerve and all this type of stuff. I want to educate people on that, and it's huge. So, long story short, the vagus nerve is the main nerve that connects your brain with your gut, your autonomic nervous system.
Yeah.
So the gut is basically your second brain, basically.
Right.
It's got neurons in it and everything. People don't know this. It's full of neurons, your stomach. Gut feeling. Yeah?
Yeah.
Get a gut feeling.
Yeah.
So what they're showing, studies are showing now. So let's say, for instance, somebody is going to attack you.
Yeah.
Your gut, something like 0.4 seconds before your brain reacts, goes boom. Something's going on here.
Yeah.
So it's that detection before the brain, which is mental. I don't know a great.
Is that when you get the knot in your? Is that the
Gut
knot in your
feeling.
stomach when you go, oh god, like something back, like something's going? Yeah.
In war, in soldiers, a lot of soldiers will literally shit themselves, literally, when they're in fight or flight response. When they're going in and to war, they'll shit themselves.
Yeah.
Because the stomach reacts, and what they're showing now, it's fascinating. Microbiome, gut health. The connect. So serotonin. Have you heard of serotonin?
Yeah.
95% of serotonin that's created in the body is created in the gut. Only 5% of it is in the brain. 95% of it is in the gut, which has blown my mind since I've learned.
Serotonin, is that that's not the one that?
It's a neurotransmitter.
What's the one that? Cortisol. I'm thinking of a stress. When you get stressed, the cortisol. And then the cortisol shuts off your immune system. And that's why people get poorly. And that's why stress is the number one killer.
100%.
Because it cuts off your immune system. This is why, when I was working for Volkswagen, my lung capacity, because I said I'm not well, 35% my lungs work. I've got this lobe is all caved, all dead. This one's folded in on itself really poorly. 35%. This was me getting up at 4 a.m. after having 4 hours kip because I wouldn't sleep great. Go to the gym, smash the day, do a 10, 12 hour day work, and then go home and then be 7:30 I'd be falling asleep on the sofa. But
what caused it, if you don't mind me asking? Did you know?
I just born with it.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, it was just hereditary. So my dad got it. My dad died of it at 63. He died in 2019, my dad, of this severe COPD. And he was the same. He was born with it, and then he passed it on to me. I've got an older brother. I've got 2 older brothers, but my mate, one's a stepbrother. My brother's best mate, but I call him my brother. And he's not got it. It doesn't go through every generation. It might be the Miltmans, to be fair. But anyway, that's another story. So me and my dad are exactly the same, like 2 peas in a pod. And it's horrendous. It's horrendous. So when I was working, my lung capacity was 35%. Stressed, car sales, stressed to the max. I have to have a medication halfway through the day. I didn't work in nebulizer, missing that. Eat my dinner at 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, leaving at 5, 6 o'clock. Just everything was all to cot. Earning great money, driving great cars, stressed to the max. And then I decided I retired last year, and within less than a year, about 6 months, did a lung function test at the hospital. They went, your lung capacity's gone up to 48%. And then I've got a really good friend who does all peptides and stuff and all that, which are great. And he went, I've got a peptide. Do you want to try this peptide? So, yeah, okay, try it. It's for COPD. And within a month, it had gone from 48 to 51% within 1 month. And I've not changed anything, just this peptide. So my lung capacity's gone from 35% within 50. About a year to 51. And physically, I've never been better.
Nice.
But that's because I've got no stress. This one makes sure I don't do anything at all. Nothing. She looks after me to the hilt.
Yeah, my missus does.
I make sure I have most days, I'll have an afternoon kip for an hour, eat good food, go to the gym, plenty of rest. We have great holidays, just come back from an holiday. So everything's geared up now to just rest. And if we want a couple of 2 or 3 days off and just sit in the house and watch Netflix, that's what we fucking do. So what? That's what we do. Yeah. But my health is massively gone up because of that. 75%
of all illnesses are caused by stress.
It's horrendous.
Fibromyalgia in women is the biggest reason behind it is stress. It's huge. Like, I've been these last 3 or 4 weeks. I'm starting a new job next week. I've just left my job today. One of the top 3 stresses, I think, is separation, moving house, and new jobs. They're the 3 biggest causes of stress.
Yeah.
And I've been getting, like, I don't know whether it's adrenaline dumps. I was lying in bed 2 weeks ago and a boom. And I went, ugh. My missus said, what's the matter? And I said, I'm fucking dying. And she took me blood pressure and my heart rate was all fine. But it was like, and it's stress. I'm putting a lot of stress on myself with everything else that I'm doing. So I've said to myself, I need to just relax a little bit. Because this is a limiting belief. I felt that my brain couldn't switch off. I was always thinking of what to do next.
Yeah.
This, boom, 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 boom. So now I've got a week off and I'm going to do some painting in the house and I'm just going to chill out. put some music on. I've got a podcast in London on Friday I'm going to, but then Saturday, Sunday, Monday I'm doing some painting.
One of your podcasts, or one you're going to go on somebody else's?
I've been invited,
Mega, good lad.
But then I'm just going to chill out for a couple of days. What I was going to say to you there, they've done studies around visualization. So with basketball in America, they did 3 groups of people. The first group threw the basketball into the hoop. The second group thought about it, just visualized it, throwing a ball, and the third group did nothing. The ones who did nothing didn't improve. The ones who physically threw the ball improved the most. But the ones who just thought about it improved by 32%. Just by thinking about it. They've done it with bodybuilders, where they just thought, visualized lifting weights, and their muscle mass increased by 6%.
So just by thinking, I heard a story like that, exactly the same, where they said, by thinking that the muscles were growing, it wasn't 6, it was 13%. This story I heard, just by thinking.
Yeah.
But that takes me on to another subject of the placebo effect of study of 3 people, they've all got, say, cancer.
Yeah.
Or whatever they've got, and they all take, one takes the proper tablet, or a study of 2 people, one takes a proper tablet and one takes a sugar tablet, but they think it's the proper tablet, and they both get the same results.
Yeah. They did it with the AIDS epidemic in the 80s in America. There's a film called, have you seen it, Stu? What's his name who plays Batman?
The
new, what's his name?
Michael.
No. What's his name? The Welsh guy, dead famous. Christian Bale. $1 Billion Buyers Club or something like that it's called. It's a true story. A guy who gets AIDS in the 80s. He's smuggling, I think it's like peptides and stuff like that from Mexico. But they were doing placebo tests with sugar, and it was helping people with AIDS. Mad. It's mental.
That proves to me it's all in here.
100%.
How could it not be?
Have you heard of Joe Dispenza? Dr. Joe Dispenza. So he's a bit like Tony Robbins. He's well known in like the podcast world, and he's a doctor. But he does a lot around meditation, visualization, all this type of stuff. But he is an actual doctor. YouTube him when you get home. He's got loads of podcasts out. Now, I haven't seen it, but so I can't necessarily vouch for him being true. But he reckons he's cured people's spinal problems. Yeah. All through the power of visualization. And like, I guess what I'm saying is look into it, see if it can help you even more.
Well, with you, what from the one thing I'm going to take a good few things to take away from this. But the one is the visualization, because a lot of people say if you want to get like in business and stuff like that, you've got to visualize it. You've got to and I say to a lot of people, for me, I aim up there. I'm aiming at the top. I want to get in whatever I'm doing. I'm aiming up there. But it's okay if I fail because I won't get there. I'll get here, which is still great. But if I say I'm going to get here, then I might get a little bit under. Aim because it's all, as I said, it's all in the brain. I aim for as much as I can. But I'm going to take away what you've said about visualizing, moving forward in my life in stuff, and no negative thinking, speaking negativity about yourself and all that. That's massive for me from what I've learned today. Yeah, it's just been mega.
Michael Jordan, obviously one of the greatest basketball players. I love basketball. That's why I associated basketball. But they said to him, how did you become the greatest for Game 7 of the NBA 96 final when he shoots that ball in? And they said, what made you so great? He said, I missed over 7,500 shots in my career. Yeah. So when we say failure, one of the unwritten laws, I'll call them, of NLP, is there is no failure, there is only feedback. So would you rather use the word failure or would you rather use the word feedback, which is the most powerful?
Million% feedback.
So that's a powerful way of, when people say I've failed, well, it isn't, because you've got tomorrow. You've got now.
Failure is a negative word.
Exactly. So
sending it to the brain that you're a failure.
My boss in work, when we used to give him Craig Starkey, Stu, and he'd always say to you, thanks for your feedback. Didn't he? He said it that much, you fucking do your head in. But thanks for your feedback. Thanks for the feedback all the time. Because, so what NLP did, how it started, there was 2 guys, Richard Bandler and John Grinder, I think. I might have got the first name wrong, but it's Grinder. And what they did, they went around the world and they studied all the high-performing companies, high-performing people, loads of high-performing people in like the 60s or 70s. And what they did, they took away all the best parts of what they were doing,
Right.
whether they were people or businesses, and they put them all together in this and created neuro-linguistics.
Right.
So it was bits from psychology. Have you heard of EMDR?
No.
So it's
Yeah, I have only recently.
Yeah, it's a form of therapy called eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, where basically you just look at a dot. It's for trauma therapy, it is. So that's based off NLP.
I've just read my uncle's book, and he's done it. Yes, so that's where I've heard it from. I've only just read that.
EMDR is brilliant, but NLP, they brought all these therapeutic models and modalities and laws and business mindsets and put it all in one place. So like one of the other really powerful ones is the map is not the territory. And what that means is you can look at a map of London, for example, but until you go to London, you don't experience London. You're only looking at a map.
Yeah.
And that's what we do as human beings. We create a map of the world, but it's not the world because of our emotions, our behaviors, our values, our beliefs.
Yeah.
Like, I look at the world completely different to the way you look at it.
Yeah.
It's the same world, which is two different maps.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Two different perspectives.
Yeah. And there's loads of NLP. I love it. I love it. Some people
I can
don't
tell it. It's great that you're passionate about it because you'll pass it on to others.
Yeah.
It'll help them massive.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure including myself with the books and stuff because, again, as I said at the very beginning, it's all about learning.
Yeah. Recognizes accountability and honesty, because without them you've got fuck all.
Yeah, 100%, and that runs through the 12 steps as well. Being accountable. When I finally got sober, I stopped blaming everybody else for my life, and I took accountability.
Yeah.
And I started to be honest with myself and said, "Listen, I can't do this on my own. I need a bit of help." That's when recovery started for me. Recovery doesn't work on half truths. You're either honest or you're not.
I say through one of the teachings that I will be teaching, so people think the opposite of pain is freedom. You either suffer or you're free. It's not. You can still be free, but in pain.
Yeah.
The opposite of freedom or the opposite of pain is ignorance. So freedom, you can still have pain, but if you're ignorant to it, you don't have honesty and accountability. You'll blame other people, and that's what I did. Because of my past, because of certain things that had happened when I was a kid. I'm like this because of that. Them people, they were bad things, but that doesn't explain why I'm doing this at this moment in time.
Yeah.
I'm the one doing this. I'm choosing to do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Nobody's forcing me at this moment in time to do anything.
Yeah.
But it's what I've learned. It's my default mode. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You've got to take all that shit out and fill it with positive stuff,
Yeah,
and that's why it takes time. And I'm a big believer in the reason why people relapse so much is one, because they focus on the problem rather than the solution.
Massively.
And we're not willing to grow. We'd like to live in the reality what we've created because it makes us feel safe. Like trauma, violence, abuse. We say this is the way I am because of this. And we'll protect ourselves in our own little bubbles.
Yeah.
Rather than go, I'm going to step outside of this bubble and explore what's there. That's how you two met.
Yeah.
That's why you're married.
Yeah.
Is because you've stepped outside of your bubbles and gone, fuck it, I'm going to give life another go.
Yeah. 100%.
Me with my missus, I was just saying then, I always said I'd never get married again. We got engaged in the Amalfi Coast in Italy in August. Do you know what I mean? Because that's
Amazing.
why I want to give life a proper try. I've had a second chance.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing chance with the woman is fucking incredible. Like, incredible.
I know, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you because I have experience with
Yeah.
it with this one over there all the time.
And she deserves the best. I deserve the best version of me, but so does she.
Yeah, same.
And she's a big reason as she made me change. And I read, I can't.
This is uncanny. This,
yeah,
this
it's very similar. I'll tell you what. I'll read it to you.
Go for it.
Find it. If I can find it, because I read it last week on the podcast I did with my cousin Callum, but I think you'll like it. That's why I want to read it again to you, if I can fucking find it. Where is it, Stu? I'll find it after this because it means me scrolling through my fucking phone.
Okay, no worries.
And it'll make me lose concentration.
No worries.
But a question I've got for you, mate, is what does the next 12 months hold for you? What's the direction? Where's the vision? Where do you want to go?
So there's obviously stuff in the pipeline that's going to come to, we've been working on, that's going to come into fruition. Hopefully in the next 2-3 months time, and you'll hear about it.
Can't talk about it yet, no?
No, it's quite new. Not quite yet, nearly there. But that's going to be ace.
Right.
That's going to take JT Motive to the next level. And then so I've put down on my whiteboard, I've got a whiteboard, just put on my whiteboard for this year, I want to do, you're going to laugh now, I want to do a life coaching course, because I've not got one, I want a qualification. So I want to do a life coaching course, because I know it's going to better myself. I also want to do a mental health course as well, because that's going to better myself. And I'm getting a bit more into just helping people, but on a different level that I've never done before. But I still, you see, there's people going, "Have you thought of doing this and doing that?" And I'm thinking, that seems like I'm going back into work. Like it seems like a bit of a 9 to 5. I don't want to do. I want to have the ability to work smarter, not harder.
I get it.
I don't want to be mega low. I just want to be nice and comfortable. Social, to be financially secure, and just live a nice life. Don't want for much. I've got everything I need.
The three things people look for in life are freedom, whether that's through financial freedom, meaning, and well-being.
Yeah.
They're the three things that a human needs to operate from a healthy, homeostatic life, if you want. They call it homeostasis, where you have a well-balanced life. Freedom, meaning, and well-being. They're the three things. And through that, what you're saying there, you'll get your freedom, you'll have your meaning, and you'll have the well-being.
Yeah, of course. You're looking after yourself all that. Well. Yeah, of course.
And that's all you need as a human being to enjoy life.
So I wanted to ask you, well, 2 questions. First one is, doing the new Zito Institute, can you not leave work?
Not at this moment in time. I mean, obviously, the further I get into it and the more successful it becomes, then I will. That is the plan. That is to leave the job I'm in at the moment, or the job I'm starting next week. My plan is to work for myself. My missus said to me the other week, I'm similar to what you said before. I'll start something, I'll pick it up and I'll put it down. And then I'll start something new and I'll pick it up and I'll put it down.
Yeah.
Golf. As soon as I start playing golf, I'll spend 1,500 quid on golf clubs straight away. Boom.
Did it?
Whatever it is. When I played football, I'd always have the best goalkeeper gloves, best footy boots. But with the Zito stuff, I've not put it down. And it's been, if I was going to put it down, I'd have put it down 10 times.
Yeah.
But I'm not, and it feels like I've only just picked it up. And she said, that for some reason, this isn't going away. And I said, it's not, because that's a part of me that I created this. Yin, yang, good, bad, addiction, recovery, dark, light, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Happiness, even though it looks like a fucked up clown. Do you know what I mean? It's positive, negative.
Yeah.
And it's my past, my future.
Yeah.
And I've associated all that to this image. And it's just not going anywhere. It's only just...
Is that your identity now? That part of your identity?
Yeah.
I feel exactly the same. We're on different journeys, but we're going to the same centre. Yeah. But we're on the
New Jerusalem.
Love it. We are 1,000,000%. And our new centre is just to help as many people as we can. Mm-hmm. But I feel this is part of my identity. I love, and I mean, look at her laughing. I love this stuff.
Yeah.
I love this stuff. If I could have boxes made of it, I've not even researched it yet, but I would. But I would wear this all the time because I'm showing off. This is me. I'm showing off. The first time I got recognised, the very first time was in a supermarket, and I had my JT Motive hoodie on, one of my first ones, and he used to have massive slogans on the back. I had 3 slogans: be kind, love not hate, and tomorrow is not promised. And I had them big printed on the back. All of a sudden, I'm in the queue, and I just got a tap on my shoulder, and I turned around, and some guy just went, oh my God, I have TikTok. And I just went, I am, yeah. And he went, oh my days, I can't believe I just bumped into you. And I was over the moon. But as you said, this is part of me now. This is, love it. I absolutely love it.
And I think that's where the beauty comes into it. And I say this in the kindest way possible, but when we associate, and I'm not saying you might have this belief, you might have not, but this is my perception of it. I'll always be an addict. I always will be. Never. I'll always be. That creates a perception that we lock ourselves in a prison. But I believe by the work we're doing, the work you're doing, you'll come across things. It might be today, it might be tomorrow, it might be in 5 years where you go, fucking hell. Maybe I'm not who I've always told myself I am. Maybe I'm more. You
see, I was going to ask you about this because I've watched your stuff and I know this. I had a feeling this was going to come up.
Yeah.
And my answer would, I do call myself an alcoholic addict, but I always use the word in front, recovered. I'm a recovered. Oh, you're an alcoholic? Yeah, I'm not active. I'm recovered. But I don't define myself. I'm not James the addict alcoholic. I'm just James.
So what do the words define?
Alcoholic.
What does recovered alcoholic addict sound like to you?
Somebody that's, can't say beat addiction, but somebody that's...
You can.
Well, I have beat it for today, and I've got what's called in the book, in the 12 steps says that we have a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of a spiritual program. So I say I'm recovered, but I get what you're saying about people saying I'm an addict and it keeps you in that. I get that. But I don't see myself, James the addict. I'm James that helps people.
There you go.
And I honestly see myself as that.
So there's two ways I look at it. If you're in early recovery and that keeps you positive, by all means, that's what that person needs at that moment in time.
Yeah.
They're the words they need to keep them responsible and accountable. I look at you and I don't see anything about an addict. Nothing. I see a man, powerful, helping other people in an environment that he loves. And just from a personal point of view, why would somebody who's so brilliant at what they're doing want to associate with a word that is so negative?
It is a negative word, of course it is.
Because for a lot of us, including myself, we define ourselves based off our history and our past because it makes us feel safe. Something I hear a lot of people say is, well, if I don't call myself an addict, there's a possibility tomorrow that I could just relapse. Well, why don't you use the word accountable? Why associate with a negative word when there are so many other amazing words you can associate with?
Get that? I mean? Yeah, I get that. And
this isn't me calling. I'd like to show people that we are powerful beyond belief. The words beyond belief being the main.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've broke so many of my own limiting beliefs, and it gets me emotional talking about it.
Yeah, bet.
Because we're human beings. That's what we are. We are not addicts or fucking domestic, when we associate with domestic violence or abuse, we're fucking human beings. And we were born with love. We were born with the ability to be whatever we want to be.
Yeah.
Why? Look, mate, I've got goosebumps. Why the fuck does a human being only ever deserve to be called an addict? The only thing stopping us writing a new identity is the identity that we tell ourselves. And we can build an identity.
Love all that.
We can do whatever we want. So when people call themselves addicts, granted, it holds us accountable, but sooner or later, you've got to let it go.
Yeah, I get that.
And walk away from it. So my mentor says, if you were dirty, you'd get in the bath, wash yourself off, you'd get out of the bath, you'd dry yourself off. Would you stay in the bathroom for the rest of your life?
No.
You'd walk off, you'd get changed, you'd leave the house, you'd go and explore the world. But the brain would rather feel safe than happy.
Yeah.
So we associate with these words to keep us accountable.
Yeah.
But there's also much more beautiful words we can use.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And that is what I mean when I say these words. It's not, you shouldn't call yourself this.
No, I get that. And this is what you've learned, and this is what, but it's a great way to, if me and you would have been having this conversation 14 years ago, a year in, I probably would have gone, no. But now,
I'd have been off my head.
40, you'd have been off. I'm 47, I'm learning all the time. Just, we don't take life so seriously, and just like, it's like what you've just said there. I've learned so much on this podcast, so much, and hopefully we'll continue learning with the books and the.
Definitely.
the stuff that you send and all that, because it's all about, life's about learning.
Life is beautiful, but life can be this or that.
Yeah, of course it can.
And I was speaking to a guy, and he's smashing life, but he calls himself an addict, and I just can't grasp, and this is from a place of love.
Yeah, of course.
I can't grasp why somebody who's smashing life wants to associate with a word that brought so much pain and suffering to themselves. You know what I mean?
I 100% get where you're coming from.
But it's purely from a place of love. So when we talk unconscious, don't think of a pink elephant.
Yeah.
You associate with the word addict, what does that do? It creates a limited set of beliefs, values, behaviours and skills. And I believe you're smashing life, but it just from a simple change of word, you would go fucking boom, boom.
You think?
I really do. And I could be wrong, but that's my belief. Like, I think we have the right, the God-given right,
Yeah.
to identify with peace and love and prosperity and fucking beauty, and we deserve that as human beings. So who are you to say anything else? Who am I to say anything else?
Yeah, of course.
Who am I to take away my fucking birthright to be whatever I want to be? As children, we're taught you can be an astronaut, you can be a fireman, you can be the best person, you can be prime minister. So who is Lee Evans at 35 years old to tell himself all you can ever be is an addict? I'm fucking not.
Yeah.
As children, we grow up and society teaches us a narrative that bullshit, man. I'll fucking start crying, and we're human beings who deserve
Love it.
whatever we want to be.
I can see how passionate you are. I can see what you've learned. You've probably learned more in a year than most men have learned in their fucking lives. Honestly. And it's graft. It's graft. So let me end on this with you then. I was going to say 5 years. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? But you said a year to me, so let me put that back to you. Where do you want to be in a year? Where do you want to be in a year's time?
Working. These fucking cables, man. Technology. Where do I see myself in a year? I see myself running my own business. I see myself happy with my family. I see myself making change in other people's lives for the positive. I see myself standing on stages, talking to people. And I see myself loving myself in a way that I've never done before.
Love that. Absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Love that. I've got something for you.
Go on.
You might not accept it, but I've got something for you.
I'll accept anything.
It's just a little something. Everybody needs a little Jesus in their life.
Do you know what, mate? I'm putting shelves up here next week. I'll put that on the shelf.
It's just a little G. You might be having a little bit of a bad day. You might just look over and go, fucking hell, that James was a crank when he was here the other day.
I'll associate something to that, and I'll tell you once I've done it.
Yeah, good lad.
But I've got a plan around that already.
There you go.
Little Jesus.
Everybody needs a little Jesus
Jesus
in their life.
Appreciate it, mate.
That's your pleasure.
Thanks
It's
very
been
much.
amazing. I've absolutely loved it. And thank you so much for making us feel so welcome straight away. And there was like, I just sat down, there was no nerves, no nothing.
No.
It felt mega. Absolutely mega.